Alright, so this week I'm going to be talking about the gap between who you say you are and what you carry yourself as. Because I notice this a lot within myself and when I study the psychology of other people in the world. So it starts with the identity you carry in your mind. Most people, they see themselves more fluently in their mind than they actually portray themselves to be. So that gives a cognitive dissonance of where you start to have a bigger ego and live in discordance from the identity you're carrying in your head because you feel like you're doing better than you truly are. So the next part of this is that it makes you believe you're aligned with your ideals and the life you live, the routines, the choices, habits, compromises, all of those things tell a completely different story from the identity. Oh yeah, and just to be clear, I'm gonna be naming the facts of this problem, but I don't have the solution. I'm just gonna be saying it as I see it, because I don't have the solution here. Next point I have is that you may think you're sovereign, because I don't see too many sovereign people in the world. It's very uncommon. But I notice within their psychology of, well, the way they portray themselves, it's where, hold on. Yeah, I noticed within people that portray themselves as sovereign, the few people, no name dropping, they would still rely on authority. They still reach for external validation, all these external forces that completely contradicts being sovereign. And then there's people that value freedom, as myself, but then you rely on your days being structured around survival. You know, you work a 9 to 5 and all of these different things that contradict the identity you hold in your head of how you see yourself. And then another point I have is you think you're building wealth and power, but there's inconsistency that dictate your actions. See, building wealth and monetary effects, that's a result of your identity and the things you have already set out to have money be brought in. And so when there's fear and inconsistency dictating your actions, that contradicts your identity because it gives the impression that your money has some kind of barrier or limitation, and really your income shouldn't be burdened by anybody's expectations. It should be completely based off of you. The next gap is, well, no, I don't have any more points because each point is subjective. Everybody has different ways of these things shown in their lives. So it's hard to just say a long list of things, but I will say that closing it is how you start. Closing it is how you start alignment. It's so like, I'm not good at these, right? I don't like this, but I'm so start alignment. Every choice, every action, every day must reflect the version of yourself that you claim to be in your head. The gap doesn't shrink when you have excuses, intentions, ideals set up. It's only when you act in accordance with the ideal in your head. And then the next one is that it disappears when you live exactly as the version of you admire. You see, it's like those small moments where you choose to make a healthy meal when there's a bowl of cereal or something that you would typically get. That's how you redirect your identity, and from there everything falls into place because all outcomes are dependent on your identity, especially monetary and wealth. So I would say you start by noticing your life where there's contradictions in your identity. You gotta have awareness. You have to notice Where are you being different from the way you see yourself? I did this from meditation. You get to really think about every small thing you do, really go within. But some people don't have enough time for that. So if you cannot meditate, just take the time to be more aware or move a little bit slowly and be more conscious with what you're doing so you can have a alignment with your identity you hold in your head. And then you also have to take away all the excuses. You cannot keep living and saying the reason for this is that. You have to have no excuses. If you fuck up, then you have to take accountability and adjust accordingly. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So you gotta change something if you want something different. And then there's these consistent ways that reflect who you claim to be. There's habits, interactions, and decisions. Those small things are the biggest reflection of your identity. So, the people you talk to every day. And not to say that's a big barrier, because a lot of people don't talk to a lot of people per day. Like me, myself, I don't talk to really anybody per day. So that doesn't really align with everybody, but awareness is the first weapon. Once you have that, everything falls into place. Next one we have is you move without contradiction. So your life, your identity, your presence, everything you do is no contradictions in your identity. And once you have this all figured out, I feel like shit falls into place. And once you're in alignment, you're more happier, you're more in alignment. Everything just flows better. But this isn't guaranteed. The universe works in mysterious ways, and there's no way to guarantee that by living in alignment that you're going to call in everything you desire. Some things you desire may take longer or just may happen instantly. So, yeah, I guess that's the scary part about incarnation here on Earth, because you never know what's going to happen. Any moment could be your last moment here. So for that per reason, you should live in your highest self and live like every day is your last day, because you never know what could happen. So that's all I have on this. I know this is a little bit shorter, but I wanted to compact it so we could maybe get another video out per the week. Try to get 2 videos out this week, next week, and then every week weekly video. We would do. That's all I got here. Bye, y'all. I'll see y'all within a week, and if not, I'll see y'all next Friday for sure.